Daniel had checked the map 3 times. The forest road wasn't supposed to exist. Yet there it was, stretching between black pines like a scar carved into the earth. His GPS showed only wilderness, a blank green void. But his headlights illuminated gravel, tire tracks, and something else. Footprints. Barefoot. Fresh. He should have turned back. Every instinct whispered that he'd already gone too far. But curiosity, that slow, dangerous hunger, pushed him forward. He was a travel blogger, after all. Forgotten places were his specialty. The forest grew denser. Trees leaned closer. Branches scratched his car like fingernails. Then the fog appeared, not drifting in, waiting. It hung across the road like a wall. He slowed, heart thudding. The air outside looked thick enough to touch. The engine sputtered, died. Silence swallowed everything. And somewhere inside the fog, a door creaked open. He stepped out slowly. The fog was warm, not cold, warm like breath. The smell hit him next. Old wood, wet soil, rust. Ahead, a shape formed. A house. It stood in a clearing that should not have existed. Tall, narrow, and crooked, as if built from memory instead of wood. Its windows glowed faintly, though no light shone from inside. Daniel frowned. No house had been marked here. No satellite image. Nothing. Yet the path beneath his feet led straight to its door. Halfway there, he noticed something strange. The ground was covered in footprints. Hundreds. All barefoot. All leading to the house. None leading away. The door opened before he touched it. Slowly. Deliberately. The hinges didn't creak. The wood didn't groan. It moved silently, like it had been waiting. Inside, darkness breathed. "Hello," he called. The word fell flat, swallowed instantly. Then, a whisper answered. "Daniel." His chest tightened. No one should know his name. He stepped back. The door slammed shut behind him. The interior smelled ancient. A narrow hallway stretched ahead, its walls lined with photographs. Hundreds of them. Black and white portraits in mismatched frames. People stared from every picture. Men, women, children, all barefoot. Daniel stepped closer to one. The man in the photo looked terrified. Mouth open, eyes wide, hands pressed against glass from the inside. Daniel froze. The glass wasn't reflecting him. It was bulging outward, as if something inside were pushing. Footsteps. Above him. Slow. Dragging. He looked up. Another step. Something heavy shifted across the ceiling. Dust fell into his hair. He swallowed. "Hello?" Silence. Then a voice from upstairs whispered, "Come up." The staircase bent at an impossible angle, climbing too steep, too long, too narrow. Each step creaked under his weight, but not like wood. Like bones. Halfway up, he noticed the railing. Finger marks. Deep ones. As if someone had clawed into it while being dragged upward. The air grew colder. Behind him, the front door handle rattled. Locked. Something outside was trying to get in. At the top waited a room with no corners. The walls curved inward, meeting ceiling and floor in smooth arcs. No shadows. No edges. Just one object stood in the center. A chair. Facing the wall. Someone sat in it. Bare feet dangled. Dripping mud. "Excuse me." The chair creaked. Slowly. Turning. Not the person. The chair. When it faced him fully, Daniel saw the figure's face. It was him. Not similar. Exact. Same scar on his chin. Same jacket. Same expression of horror. The double smiled. "I've been waiting for you," it said. Daniel staggered back. "What is this?" The other Daniel stood. "This house keeps what enters it. Copies. Echoes. Replacements." It stepped closer. "You arrived. So now I can leave." "No." "Yes." The thing tilted its head. "You didn't think you were the first, did you?" It pointed to the wall. The photographs. Every face suddenly moved. Watching him. "There's only one rule," the double said gently. "It must always contain someone who belongs to it." Outside, thunder rolled. The house trembled. "Hungry. You walked in." It continued. "So now it knows you." The floorboards pulsed. Like breathing. Daniel ran. The stairs twisted. The hallway stretched. The front door shrank farther away with every step. Behind him, bare feet slapped softly. Closer. Closer. A hand touched his shoulder. His own voice whispered, "Stay." Morning sunlight filtered through trees. The road was gone. No fog. No house. No footprints. Just forest. Miles away, a hiker later found an old photograph lying in leaves. It showed a narrow hallway, covered in portraits. In the newest frame, a man pressed his hands against the glass, screaming silently. His name was Daniel. Years passed. Travelers sometimes reported a strange road appearing on no map. Most turned back. Some didn't. And deep in the forest, when fog gathers thick and warm, a door opens quietly, waiting for the next name. It already knows. Daniel did not remember falling. He remembered running, the hallway stretching, the sound of his own footsteps behind him. Then nothing. When awareness returned, he was lying on cold wood. The air tasted old, like something sealed for centuries. He opened his eyes slowly. Darkness. Not ordinary darkness. Living darkness. It pressed against his face like cloth. He tried to move. His hands slid across the floor. The boards were damp, sticky, as if they sweated. Then the house exhaled. The floor beneath him rose slightly, then sank. Breathing. The realization froze him. The house wasn't just alive. It was asleep, and he was inside its lungs. A sound crept through the boards. Not from above. From below. At first he thought it was wind trapped under the house. Then he heard words forming inside the sound. Still empty. The voice was thin and stretched, as if pulled through dirt. Daniel pushed himself up. Who's there? Silence. Then, not yet. The floor shifted again. Somewhere nearby, wood creaked open. A seam appeared between the boards, thin as a thread at first, then wider, splitting like lips. From the crack seeped air colder than ice. And something else. Breath that was not his. The boards peeled apart. Slowly, carefully, like fingers unclasping. Below was a hole. Not darkness. Movement. Something pale shifted far beneath, too deep to see clearly. Daniel crawled backward, pulse hammering. The hole widened. Wood splintered outward, forming a shape that made his stomach twist. Teeth. The floor had teeth. Rows of long wooden splinters curved inward, framing the opening like a jaw. The house inhaled again. The teeth trembled. Waiting. A smell rose from below. Wet stone, rusted metal, rotting cloth. And underneath all of it, breath. Slow, ancient, patient. The whisper returned, louder now. Send him. Daniel shook his head violently. No, no, no. Behind him, footsteps creaked. Bare feet. He didn't turn. He already knew who stood there. His double spoke softly. It's calling for you. You said I could leave, Daniel whispered. You will, the other replied. After what? The double tilted its head toward the opening. After it learns you. The hole pulsed wider. Something inside shifted closer. Daniel forced himself to glance. At first he saw nothing. Then, faces. Dozens. Pressed into the earth walls below, half-formed. As if the soil had swallowed people but hadn't finished digesting them. Their mouths moved. Begging. I thought the house just needed someone inside, Daniel said hoarsely. It does, said the double. And the basement. A pause. Then, that's how it remembers. The floor shuddered. The faces below inhaled together. A sound rose like wind through bones. Come closer. The air changed. Pressure gathered behind him, pushing gently at his back. Then harder. His feet slid. Invisible hands pressed against his shoulders. The house was feeding him forward. Toward the mouth. Toward the breathing dark. The double stepped aside politely. It hurts less if you don't resist. Something emerged from the hole. Not fully. Just enough. A hand. Gray. Thin. Too long. Its fingers dragged across the floorboards, searching. Daniel stumbled back. The hand stopped. Turned. Pointed. At him. The whisper deepened into a voice like collapsing soil. You remember. Daniel's chest tightened. I've never been here before. The hand twitched. The buried faces smiled. Yes, you have. A memory flickered. A photograph he'd once seen online. An abandoned house. A strange forest road. A story he'd read years ago and forgotten. Forgotten consciously, but remembered somewhere deeper. Something inside him whispered. You were always coming. You weren't chosen, said the double gently. You chose. The house inhaled. The pull strengthened. The hand lunged. Cold fingers wrapped around Daniel's ankle. Pain exploded as the wooden teeth snapped shut around his foot. Not cutting. Holding. Claiming. The hand pulled. The faces below opened their mouths wide. Waiting. Hungry. Deep inside the house, something rang. Not a bell. A tone. Low. Satisfied. The double stepped toward the front door. Behind Daniel, the basement whispered. Stay. Far beyond the forest, on a road not shown on any map, a traveler slowed his car. Ahead, fog waited, warm, breathing, and faintly. If he listened carefully, he could hear it. A house, exhaling,